I hope that answered that question. I'm sorry, that was some hard talk. Hello, YouTube. It's me, Brenna Huckabee, and I'm back again talking about my stuff. Today I wanted to do a video on what it's been like being pregnant as an amputee. And for those who don't know, this is actually my second pregnancy. I'm an above-the-knee amputee, Paralympic snowboarder, and cancer survivor. So I'm just here to tell you guys about my experiences. I remember with my first pregnancy, I Googled up and down the internet what it's like to be pregnant with one leg, and I found maybe like one blog post, and it was so bare and I couldn't get any information. So I figured, you know what, why not do a video on it so that anybody Googling what it's like to have one leg and be pregnant, maybe you can find this video. I don't know. Let's see. We'll try it. Here we go. I also asked on my Instagram any questions that you guys may be having, so I will answer them here. I've got them all, I don't know. I was like kind of being a little extra. I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna like make it like a mystery and like pull them out. So that's what that's for. I am currently 34 weeks pregnant, and yeah, I brought the bump out to show you guys. So let's get started. All right, number one. Do you still play sports during your pregnancy? Yes and no. I definitely have found it has been the most beneficial to stay active during my pregnancy, but take calculated risks. Like, don't go out and like drop cliffs. You're not trying to like, you know, you want to be safe, you want to be smart, but also like live your life. Like, I went snowboarding and I will probably keep going snowboarding, and that's okay. I talked to my doctor about it. So yeah, I still am I'm still active, but like doing it chill, right? Like, I'm just turning and like feeling snow. I'm not sending it to the moon. And that one really doesn't have a whole lot to do with being an amputee. That's just like my life advice. Okay, do you wear your prosthetic less? Yes, I do. For me, both pregnancies, my prosthetic has fit. It fit for about 6 months. And then I was unable to put my socket on again. I made modifications to my own socket because I do not live anywhere near a prosthetist. And so if I have problems, I just kind of like do it myself. And I've kind of always been that way. And I don't fully recommend it, but at the same time, like, I don't know. I feel like I've learned so much about prosthetic legs and my body and how they work and what you're supposed to do that I'm fairly confident and comfortable making my own adjustments. So with that, on the socket that I'm currently on, it was actually a mess-up socket that was made too big for me while I wasn't pregnant. So I actually switched my old socket onto that socket, and then I got rid of my liner, and then I added some pads on the bottom so that it made up the difference of where my liner was. So that I can still wear my prosthetic. However, with the swelling and just being on my feet all the time, and the, you know, your hips are shifted and everything's just kind of like out of alignment that it normally is. I tried not to wear my leg all day, which is really hard, you know, having a 3-year-old, but she's at school today, so I don't have my leg on. I don't know if you can see that, but I try just where I can, let my body rest, take my prosthetic off. If Tristan's watching this, he's like, you a dang lie. Like, you do not let your body rest, and he's right. I don't let it rest enough, but my body will fight back and my leg will be too swollen to put it on. So I do have to like listen to my body and like wear my leg less. I also use crutches, which I don't typically use when I'm not pregnant, but you want to use crutches so you're not like straining your hips and your knee. Yeah, the hard-headed in me is like trying to learn that, but when I'm carrying an extra 40 pounds, I'm using my crutches, okay? I like this question. Is phantom pain worse during pregnancy? And I guess some of these are just more for like before you get pregnant as an amputee. Hopefully this will help. Just, it's less scary. But because I feel like my pregnancy hasn't been too different than somebody that has 2 legs. I guess the main thing is like how your prosthetic fits and works, but everything else has been the same. But anyway, this is a great question. Phantom pain, is it worse during pregnancy? I don't know if you guys know this or if you have the same experiences. I always have phantom pain, but my phantom pain is more of a sensation, not necessarily a pain. I used to have like the pain, but then I got a nerve block or like some kind of nerve thing where they went in and like killed my nerves, and I haven't had pain in there in a really long time. Although there was this one time, but I think it was stress related, where I got like nerve pain and like couldn't even like touch it with a blanket, my leg, because of the nerves. But oh my gosh, I'm going sidetracked. So anyway, I have sensation all the time, and it's not any different. It has not increased, decreased, or anything. What I have noticed is I do have sciatica, which is a completely different nerve problem than phantom limb pain, and that's worse during my pregnancy. But like I said, that's not really related to the amputation. That's very common for most people during pregnancy. And yeah, I think the only way to really relieve that is to just have your freaking baby, because yeah. Mom anxiety. Yeah, I guess. I feel like it's natural to feel a little nervous about the fact that A, you're birthing a human out of your body, and B, you're responsible for it forever and who it becomes. And so you want to do a good job and raise a good human. So I feel like if you're not nervous, or like, I don't know, I feel like if you don't feel anything towards that, then you should reevaluate, because it's a big deal. Being a parent is a massive deal. One leg or not, like, you are raising the future of this world. So yeah, I definitely feel that anxiety, dude. And like, I am so afraid of dying in childbirth that like, I might say that at least every day, like, oh Lord, please don't let me die in childbirth. Oh, okay. This was a question that I had at the very beginning of my first pregnancy, and my doctors didn't really know how to answer, because like, I think I was their first amputee that they've ever dealt with. But does having one leg make you a high-risk pregnancy? No. It does not automatically put you in the high-risk category. And the reason that people may have this question is because the birthing process, without having a leg to push or whatever, does that factor in or limit anything? And the answer that I've gotten is no, it does not make you a high-risk pregnancy. Obviously, you're going to have to come up with a way for a birth plan, and what works for you and how you plan on pushing this child out, if that's what you decide to do. So yeah, you might have to get creative, because you don't have like both your legs. You can't walk around. I like can't really like crawl, or like not crawl, but like all fours, because I only have three. It's like all threes. So I'm not really sure yet how that's going to look. With my first pregnancy, I had a C-section, and I'm going to try not to have a C-section with this one. However, you know, it's not how the world works, so we'll see. But if I am delivering, then I'm gonna, I don't know, I'll probably wear my prosthetic as long as I can comfortably, but then once like that is limiting how everything else is feeling, then I'll take it off. I have a feeling I'll probably have it off during the birthing process if I am able to give birth, just because it's so heavy and in the way, and like, it like, that's like my range of motion. So like, it doesn't seem like much. I mean, it seems like a lot, but it's really not. So like, when you're like bending down and stuff, like it really, I can't squat as low with one leg. And then like, if I'm lifting my legs up, the socket will go into your hip bone, because it's not a whole lot of clearance. So anyway, I'll probably just not have it on, because it's just way more impending than helpful. Let's go on to the next one, because yeah. How do you handle taking unavoidable time off? It's really hard for me. I'm a goer. I like to do things. I like to move. I like to have, I'm very like orderly. I like to have a clean house. And if you were able to look around my home right now, you would be like, you crazy because your house ain't clean, and that's because I've been trying to put a focus on my body and my healing, and I feel like housework can wait, but it is really hard. I've been very vocal with Lila on, mommy needs a break, and mommy needs some time off her feet, and mommy needs you to have some independent play. So we've definitely, I've just been very open and honest with my 3-year-old on why mommy can't play all the time or be up all the time, and she's taken it very well. Like, she's a good little player. We played Operation and board games that we have, so like we figure it out, but it is really hard. And like being in the kitchen, I'm on my crutches. If I need to be off my prosthetic, I'm on my crutches and I'm trying to stay sitting. I have like round ligament pain really bad, pretty much all the time. And my doctor was like, there's really no way to get rid of it except for birthing a child. So when it's bad, I just like try to relax, take a bath. And so been very open and honest with that. It's really hard though, because like mentally I want to be moving and proving that I'm not, I don't know if this is like in the disability community or just myself, but like I fight so hard every day, even if I don't realize it, to do everything that I would do if I had 2 legs so that I don't feel like a burden because I have 1 leg. And I know that it's not like, Tristan would never make me feel like a burden. I know that I'm not a burden. And also, when you're pregnant with 2 legs, you have to get off your body. You have to let your child grow. Your body is going through so much stress. So I know that that's an anxiety within myself that I'm working on and trying to work through. And I feel like I'm getting there, but that's why it's so hard for me to take time off and to sit back and get off my prosthetic and be on my crutches, because deep down in me, there is still some healing and some pushing through that I need to do so I don't feel like a burden. And I do feel capable and enough, because I struggle with that sometimes. And I feel like I'm probably not alone. And when you're fighting against something so hard to prove like I'm enough, I'm capable, I'm not a burden, I can do just as much, I can do this, that, or the other, when it is time to take a step back for your body, for your own health, it's hard to feel like all that progress you've made on other days is still there. So long story short, I have to retrain my mind to take that unavoidable time off. I hope that answered that question. I'm sorry, that was some hard talk. Did you make any modifications to your home? Not really. If we have a bathtub, like the only thing I can think of is I usually shower standing up, and I don't have a shower chair or anything, but like as I've gotten further along, standing up is very painful in my hip, my back, and the balance is kind of off when I don't have my prosthetic on. So, and the risk of falling is so much higher, and the outcome of what could happen if you fall is so much riskier. So I just take a bath, and then I'll like shower off after. But otherwise, no. I have stairs, and honestly, like that's something I'm really stressed about, because if I have a C-section, those stairs are going to be the death of me. But I only have to get up them once, and then I will never leave my house for at least a week. So I just need help getting up them once. Something that isn't actually, now that I'm thinking about it in these questions, and going back to my prosthetic, I do know there are maternity prosthetics that you can look into getting, maternity sockets that you can look into getting through your prosthetic office. And what they are, I believe, they're like a foam material, and they help expand. And it's, just an expandable socket. So as you grow, you're able to continue to walk on your prosthetic more. I don't live anywhere near a prosthetist, and honestly, I don't even think if my insurance does cover that, that's something that we could afford. These things are luxuries, guys. Legs apparently are luxuries. And so I don't have that, and I did not have that with Lila. So we just decided to wear crutches and figure it out. But that is an option if you are near a prosthetic place and maybe like your prosthetist is super chill and would like just do it for you without having to like go through your insurance or something. But that is an option. So always talk to your prosthetic office. Let them know like, hey, I'm pregnant. I'm worried about this. I know that this is going to be an issue. What can we do ahead of time to prepare for it? So that is an option. Maternity sockets, they are a thing, I promise. I've just never had one. Ooh, okay. With late pregnancy waddles, do you need to realign your leg? No, I have not yet. And what realigning your prosthetic is, these screws, you think they just like hold on your leg, but no. Each like half turn changes how your leg is lined up with your body. So basically, in theory, as I grow, maybe I'm set a little more backwards. So you could just change some screws and it'll put your prosthetic forward so that your body is in total alignment. I have not had to do anything like that with mine. Everything is fitting the same, at least as far as I can tell. It's hard for me because I feel like I adapt to whatever alignment my prosthetic isn't on. Like I've had a broken prosthetic before for an entire year and I just like figured out how to walk on it. So I'm not like the best person to ask when it comes to alignment because I just like kind of figure it out and deal with it, which is horrible because it ruins the rest of your body. But I genuinely don't think I need to change my alignment on that. So it's fine. How do you support your lower back? So I've found kind of a balance. I've always had lower back issues even before I had a prosthetic leg, but it's definitely been exacerbated with a prosthetic leg because it's, you know, your hips are kind of awkward. Even when they're totally aligned, there's still going to be some awkwardness because of the weight imbalance. And then you're never going to have a perfect alignment. So I've always worked hard on ways to support my lower back so that I don't have that pain. And the number one way that I found is being strong. I feel like it is so important to amputees to be in good physical shape because you are stressing your body already as is, and you're carrying at least 15 pounds of metal on a foot or less of flesh. And so you need to be able to carry that and move through that, and you're wearing it all day and you walk and run and sit and stand, and you have to be able to navigate that. And so being strong is going to protect your body in so many different ways. And this goes for sports too. Like there's a reason that athletes are in the gym as well as practicing their sport, because being strong is one of the best injury prevention things you can do. So that is the exact same with being an amputee. So before my pregnancy, I was in very good shape. I did take a lot of time off between month 1 and 5. I was still like working out, but it was very hit or miss. And it was mostly to just like stay in shape. And then as I got further along in my pregnancy and I started to notice like my energy was decreasing, I was unable to like do the things that I enjoy doing. I started to get back into the gym every day. And since I've been doing that, my aches and pains have gone away, minus the round ligament pain. But I've been able to stay mobile throughout my pregnancy. And ideally, it'll help after. We will see. But I definitely think that has been super beneficial in my lower back and everywhere else, is just being strong and ready for it. So if you are looking to get pregnant as an amputee, and an able body really, but just for the sake of this video, as an amputee, get in the gym, start getting strong, start getting your body ready, because you're gonna need it. Pregnancy is hard. With or without legs. How do you navigate swelling in your stump? Kind of the same, like I said, take time off. I did wear a shrinker once and it was horrible. But if you have a shrinker and you can tolerate them, then it does not hurt to put your shrinker on at night. For those who don't know what a shrinker is, you can get them at your prosthetist's office. It's basically an ace bandage, but designed like exactly to fit your stump. I hate the word stump. I don't know why I keep using it. And so you put it on, and it's just like it's a compression sleeve for your little nubby. And they're great, but I just hate the way they feel. I've tried so hard to wear them, but I will rip them off in the middle of the night and throw them across my floor and not even know. So, you know, it's just life. How is balance with the belly? Whew. It's fine. I think it's fine because my butt grew just as big as my belly, so it equaled out. But yeah, like honestly, I haven't noticed a difference balance-wise. I thought that I would with my first, and I thought that I was going to need to make some adjustments, but no. Everything's been the same, and I also think that has to do with just being strong because my body can support myself. So yeah, don't even worry. Don't even sweat it. And then do you need to get a new socket? I already addressed this. I did need to make changes. I did use a bigger socket, and they do have maternity sockets if that could be an option for you if you live near a prosthetic place. And then leg on or off during labor. I kind of touched on this. If I'm able to deliver normally, then I will try to have my prosthetic on at least for as long as I can, just so I can stay mobile and walk around. But I feel like for the actual delivery part, I'm gonna want it off because prosthetic is just like a big hunk of metal that gets in the way of everything. So I'd rather not wear it. And that's like the most natural part of me is not having my prosthetic on, really. Like that is me. My prosthetic is my assistive device. It's not me. So whenever I'm doing things that are very natural, it feels weird to have them on. Yeah, so I hope this video helped. I know that it was a little different than what I normally do because it was very Q&A-y, but I just thought it would be beneficial to somebody out there who is looking to get pregnant, who is pregnant with prosthetic legs. Obviously, this is for leg specific because I have no idea what raising a child or anything is like with one arm or in a chair. It's not my specialty, but I would love to see your guys' videos on that and so we can all get educated together. I hope this video helped, and yes, drop a comment, like and subscribe. I still am really awkward at that because that's just my life, but you know what? I'm trying my best. So that has been my pregnancy journey with one leg. Like I said before, I feel like it's very similar to having two. The only thing really is the prosthetics and any adjustments that need to be made. Crutches are your best friend. Don't try to hop around. That's bad for your body, pregnant or not. No, I'm still trying to learn that too. But yeah, love you guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.